Pickled, and welcome back to Stuff We Do, where we do all the knife stuff you love. Knife reviews, knife tests, knife modifications, and outdoor stuff with knives. I've got this scratchy throat, so please bear with me. It's Saturday afternoon. I'm done working. That's wonderful. Earlier today I showed you the video on, let me just get it out of my pocket. On this little thing. This thing is quite fantastic. This is the Oticle. So if you have not seen that video, please go check it out. I really like this thing. Anyway, today we are doing a how-to video, or, well, none of my videos are really how-to videos, but this is how I do this video. This knife, fantastic knife. Go check the video on it. It is the Pickled Steel Diablo in D2. Beautiful blade, wonderful shape. The front is nice and thin. It works perfectly for slicing those steaks and things. In this fatter part, you can baton with it. Well, you should never baton with a, what do you call it, a folding knife. But you can carve wood and all of your things that you want to do. This is sharp enough to do a ferro rod. I think I did that in a video already. Anyway, wonderful knife, but I was stupid and I was lazy and I did not want to climb down from my second story biltong room while removing a lock. Do you see the scratches over there? Anyway, and then I shoved the thing in there and I tried to wedge the thing out and I broke off the tip. Well, it came out, so at least I could fix the door. So the door's fine. But I think I'll have to make a new door. Anyway, but the door's fine, or whatever I wanted to do, that's fine. But the knife's broken. So I have to fix that tip. This knife is a Spyderco... something with zombies. Z-Cut, Z-Hunter, Z-Cut. I'm going to go with Z-Cut for now because I can't remember. But anyway, it's a Spyderco USA. And then it is in, somewhere it should say BD1. Oh, there at the bottom. Can you see that? BD1N. Okay. Now this knife, I bought it. It wasn't expensive. It was quite cheap. But now this is my wife's favorite, like paring knife and food prep knife. She loves this thing. Okay, so it's living in the kitchen, and you know how hard life is for a kitchen knife. Anyway, but my son, he's 6. He was cutting a cucumber or something, and he was stabbing it into the cutting board, and now we are missing a tip. Okay, so I'm going to fix the tips on these two knives. Okay, the way we normally fix tips, you can choose. If you start from the bottom and curve it around, you lose blade length. Okay, so if I start at the bottom and I curve it back that way, I lose blade, sorry for focusing, I lose blade length, and then, I don't know if this thing will actually draw on there, but anyway, no, it won't really draw on there. Anyway, so you lose blade length, but you can keep the shape pretty much the same. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, I should stop doing that because this thing is still super sharp. It's just broken. Second thing you can do. You can take the spine and bring it to where it stops. Then you keep a bit more blade length, but it's normally a bit more work. Now, this depends on how you are doing this. Also, you don't have to re-profile the actual bevel. Okay. You can do this with sandpaper, angle grinder, round wheel bench grinder. You can do it with a what do you call those things? A belt grinder, those ones that use a handheld belt grinder, the fat belts. Turn it on its back, and you can do it over there. You can do this in any way you want to. I'm going to do it on my little 1x30 belt grinder. Anyway, so I'm just going to take it from the back to the front. That's the only thing I'm going to do. So I'm going to reprofile it like, reprofile it like that. And the same thing over here. Just make it look like that. So it's going to have a round little nose, but it's going to come to a point, and I do not need to do anything to the edge. That's the way I like doing it. Excuse me. You can do it any way you want to. Okay, few things to remember. Okay, when you are doing this, take your time, have water nearby if you're doing it on something electrical, so you do not overheat it, because these things have already been heat treated, which means you make it super hard, you quench it, now it's at something, then you temper it, which means you bring it down to its maximum HRCs, which it's Rockwell hardness, without making it soft again, okay, but making it less brittle, because all knives, you can take any high carbon steel and make it a crazy hardness. But if you do not temper the thing, if this thing falls, it's going to be like glass and it's going to break. Now, these guys that did this already, they are clever guys. So we trust them and we believe that whatever they did was right. So we are going to take this down slowly, put it in water every time we do it so it does not discolor. As soon as you get this thing and it goes purple or blue or whatever, you know you are messing up your heat treat, and then it means you're going to have a soft part in the blade. Okay, I hope everybody understands that. Now I'm going to start grinding these things. This one is going to need some buffing also to get rid of those scratches, because like I said, it was pushed under a piece of metal to get check the old video. Anyway, I broke it. I was stupid. But now I'm going to fix it and make everything better. Okay, you know your blade to handle ratio is going to be off now, because look at that. So there's going to be a piece extra, which sucks, but it's better than having a blunt tip on a knife. Unless you want to make a little chisel, then you can just sharpen it that way. Okay, like I said, you can do it with anything. I'm going to use my little belt grinder. So let's see what happens. Okay, I'm back again. Sorry, before we do that, just one more thing. If you snap a thing off, this one was nice because, well, not nice, but it was in a big thing and it was straight. And as I was, prying with it, you should never pry with knives, then this will never happen. Anyway, as I was prying with it, it snapped off and it was nice. Okay, this one on the other hand, when my son stabbed it in there and he twisted, it snapped off, but this whole blade was bent. So before you do something like this, take it to an anvil or piece of wood, piece of metal, whatever you can, and just beat it so it's straight again, because otherwise it doesn't help if you make a tip on this thing and the tip is all skew. Okay, so just make sure you flatten it before you continue. Before I start this very noisy machine, I put on a fresh 80 grit belt. I want something as high as possible because I don't want to take too long, because I don't want to heat it up. I will smooth it out on this, what's left over of this 3M wheel. Let me just see if I can get the fresh one. There we go. Okay, so it's this thing. Yes, it used to look like that. Anyway, so I'm going to smooth it out on that afterwards. Now I'm just going to use this to reprofile it. I'm putting a piece of wood underneath, because if you use the metal with all the shavings, because I am lazy, it's going to scratch the blade. I don't want that. And then I have my skull cup filled with water just to dab it in whenever it seems to get hot. Okay, one-handed, I don't know if I can show you anything. Very one-handed. Oh. Okay, don't do that one-handed. Okay. Okay, that's what it looks like now. You see it's a bit rough at the edge, but we have a nice point and the thing looks like it's supposed to be like that. Okay, now let's see the other one. And yes, it was dunked in there several times. So no discolorations, no burning. We're good to go. Okay, there we go for the next one. Okay, this is what my Diablo looks like now. Okay, now we have our old Chicago forge made in China, grinder started. And we are going to just make the rough edges at the top blend in with the rest of the thing. Well, and the other one. Okay, so less than 5 minutes later, this is what this one looks like. Sorry, that's just dirt. We have a nice, beautiful spine. It looks the same everywhere. It is going around. And on the fixed blade, you cannot even see that anything happened. Okay, nice tip again. It's sharp again. I see a few nicks there, but I did not see that before. But anyway, it was there before, so I will just have to sharpen this. But the geometry of this knife means, because it's so thin and so sharp, this thing will cut even if it is super dull. Anyway, love these knives. Go check them out. I got mine from the knife guy. Anyway, this one. This was my big concern because I really, really like this knife. And when I did the initial video, I said it's a wonderful knife for carving wood, for slicing meat, for everything. But if you kill the front part, which is the thin part, which you should never use to pry anything with, anyway, which I did, then yeah, okay, let's just look at the knife. So this is what this thing looks like now. Okay, so we have this parrot dolphin nose. Do you see? It looks fine over there. Nothing rough. No more scratches. I buffed out the front. Oh goodness. So now we have our nice thin tip again. Do you see that? Nice thin tip again. We have that. The only thing is, when you close the knife, do you see? Handle to blade ratio looks like, well, there's other companies that make knives like this. Thank goodness Pickled still don't. They give us a bit extra to work with. Anyway, so there we go. Wonderful, fantastic, and I somewhere buffed this also so it's nice and sharp again. Okay, so there is my very unique Diablo, and now you can see how to fix blades. Like I said, you can take it from the bottom to the top. You can do it on a sharpening system if you have enough time, and you can do everything I did now on a brick if you have enough time, or if you're in prison, just sand it on a piece of concrete. Prisoners, please don't sharpen things on concrete. Okay, I'm going to go now. All of you, stay safe, happy, have a good one. Goodbye.